Hello, friends, family, and other creatures of the sea. Welcome to another HarstemCast video. Today we're going to be having a look at a best of 9 played between Cure and Classic. In the bottom right, yes, you're correct, by the way, best of 9. That means we're at least going to be getting 5 games, but most likely we're going to be getting 8, maybe even 9 games. I'm looking forward to this match, as Classic is one of my favorite players, actually. I think he's really, really cool. I'm glad that he's back. And Cure is one of my other favorite players. I also think he is really, really cool. So we have two really cool players playing against each other. And I'm just so pumped to see what they're going to be able to do here. We have a Classic opening up with a non-Reaper wall here. Of course, on Lightshade it is completely possible to Reaper wall. Pylon over here, Gateway over here, Cybercore over here, walls it off. At disadvantage of it is that there is a spot for the Reaper to jump on, and because your pylon is in the wall, hiding tech is impossible. So the only real use of the Reaper wall is disallowing the Reaper from jumping in. So you say, okay, you're not allowed in, but you will be allowed to scout my tech for free every single time. If you build it a little bit further back, first of all, you're saving some money from the travel time of the probe. Second of all, you might be able to hide the tech. But you do need to think of another ramp if your opponent opens up with a Reaper. So there's some positive, there's some negative. It's difficult to say what's best. I tend to prefer Reaper walls, especially against people that like to open Reaper. Now I know that Cure sometimes opens Reaper, but honestly not that much. So I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it if he doesn't Reaper wall during this series at all. Classic, that is. We see a Marine into Reactor opener here for Cure as well. I'm kind of curious to see what his follow-up is going to be. He's been a fan of not playing extra barracks early on, Cure. Cure has been a massive factory opener player. He's been playing factory openers every single day of his life. He loves them. Well, I'm not sure if he loves them, but if he doesn't like them, at least it's a little bit weird why he plays them so much, as almost every single game he opens up with a factory. If you compare... Ooh, yes, proxy starport. Okay. That's interesting. That is really interesting. So this is going to be a proxy starport, most likely Hellions as well. And... oh, this is kind of cool. Look at what Classic is doing here. He's going to be going for an Adept into Sentry. Does that get spotted? Yep, does get spotted. Adept into Sentry into Robo. So delayed Robo. This is not a very good build order, I think. Personally, I don't really believe in this build order. Most Robo builds, they tend to be too bad at catching initial harass. That is the real issue with it. With Blink Stalkers, sure, maybe against the first medevac you won't have it, but if there's a second unit you'll have Blink. And you can put your Stalkers over here, and if the medevac heads into the natural, you can blink down. If it's in the main, you can blink towards that. The problem with Robo is that you just need to have units in position in like 3-4 different positions because they move so slow. This is going to be an Immortal. Is this just going to be an Immortal push? I'm not quite sure how good that actually is here for Classic. He's going to have a lot of units. He's going to have a second gate ready. He's going to have an Immortal. Battery per base as well. Did he scout it? He has no scouting info. He's just blindly building this. This is really sick. This actually might be a good start here for Classic. He's going to be able to scout with that sentry soon if he wants to, but it looks like he doesn't really want to. Prism is on the way here. It's going to be a 2-gate Immortal push. We have another warp into the main base. How is Classic so aware of what's happening? I guess he saw that there was no building here. Actually, yeah, that's pretty obvious. So he realized it was going to be Hellions. These units are in position right now. These units are also in position. The problem is, can you really move out at this point? Classic says, well, yeah, I think I can actually. He's gonna start moving out. Medevac in the main base will not be able to fake out our good friend Classic. Classic already saw the Hellions in the natural. Robo Bay as a follow-up here. So we're starting with a little bit of an Immortal drop. Barracks 2 and 3 are on the way, and the Starport is making its way back home. Starport probably wanted to fly way further back home, then saw that this was happening and decided, you know what, I'm just going to be going for a quick Viking here. So this medevac isn't scaring anyone no more. Three Hellions are still walking near the third base. Might be able to snipe a reactor here, which is nice because reactors take a lot of time to build. It's really going to cut in the marine time. It might cost him 4 marines or so. It's kind of frustrating here. Going to be going for this depot as well. Needs to be careful that he doesn't move into tank range. So far seems to be fine. Actually snipes a couple of units. This has gone a lot better than I thought it would. And his follow-up is just going to be Colossi off of, well, 3 bases. First Colossi is starting pretty soon. And ideally, this starport right now would be producing a Raven, but it's not. It really isn't. Yeah, 36 seconds on a reactor, 18 seconds on a marine. Means if you snipe a reactor, that costs your opponent 4 marines. Of course, you can build 2 marines at the same time with a reactor. So, a little bit frustrating there for Cure. Cure's gonna try to redrop those Hellions. We'll fly straight into an Observer. And Classic is in position. This is an interesting third base location, by the way. We also see no more workers being produced. This is a little bit of a decoy third. Ooh, what is this prism gonna do? I think it's going to just be a 2-base Colossi hull in here. With 8 gates, and then pretending to have a third base. Because this is not a third base that's gonna be able to do anything this game. That much should be clear to us. That much should be clear to us. Not a single worker has been produced. Here we go, 3 workers at a time now. I don't quite understand this. I don't understand why he cuts his workers for so long just to start producing workers again. I still feel like he needs to push out right here with his 2 Colossi. He's gonna follow this up with a Disruptor. Disruptor as a follow-up, okay. He sees that there is... I mean, there's plenty of tanks to go around. Good scan here, we'll take out this Observer. Tanks are just really good against Colossi, which is an issue. Especially if there's no charge. And the moment you don't have any follow-up tech, like a Forge or a Twilight, you're forced to attack into a tanked-up position. You have to. You absolutely have to. And I think this is the reality that Classic will need to live with. Now, that doesn't mean that he's necessarily dead. It just means that there's some time pressure on him. The problem for Cure might be that Cure is not aware that there is time pressure on Classic, and Cure might decide to attack. Well, he won't attack when he has 4 tanks. Who am I kidding, right? Who am I kidding? Here comes Classic moving forward with the 2 Colossi, big army as well. All of these tanks are in position. I don't think you can fight this Classic. Classic disagrees, moves forward, splits his units. Guardian Shield not being used. Instead, we see an Archon. This fight is not going all too well here for Classic. I'm surprised he continued with this. 2 Hellions in the natural, meanwhile, absolutely wrecking this mineral line. Good micro out of Cure here. The units are low, but these Colossi don't have the damage output to kill the Marauders. There's still 1 tank in the back, dishing out a lot of splash damage as well. Bunker to save the day. Viking comes in as well. Oh, good Disruptor shot. Gets 2 Marauders, a couple of Marines. Another Disruptor moving in here. And this fight's actually getting pretty close right now. Good control out of Cure, losing a single Marauder. But 3 Marauders against 2 Colossi is a fight that the Colossi simply cannot win. Especially if these Marauders are being healed. More Stalkers are being warped in. But I think that with +1 finishing, with the third base still alive, and even though 19 workers have gone down on the side of the Terran player, a lot of workers have gone down on the side of the TOS as well. Triple Mule is still available, and I think Cure is going to pick up the win here as he walks across the map with an extremely small force, but a force that is still big enough to achieve what it wants to. Stim being used, couple of Stalkers, warped in, Zealots without charge, Viking lands, and this has to absolutely be it. GG gets called, and Cure wins game number 1. Here we go with game 2, and we have Cure doing what he likes to do, or what he has liked to do recently. I'm not sure if he really enjoys this build order, or if he just thinks, you know what, I need to mix it up every now and again. He's been proxy reapering with very interesting positions, by the way. Oh, look how close he's gonna go. Look how close he's gonna go. So this is very accurate barracks placement. Look at that. Here we go. Just outside of the vision. If there was a building here, it barely wouldn't be able to see. But there's no building there. Once again, Classic not going for a Reaper wall. And on Jagannatha, I am a bit more of a hater, honestly. Because Jagannatha and Oxide are the only 2 maps where you can Reaper wall out your opponent completely and hide the tech all on 1 pylon. Which means that, well... Oh, wait a second. Are we proxy gating against proxy rexing? Proxy versus proxy. Ah, this is lovely. This is absolutely lovely. If I recall correctly, this is not necessarily bad for the Protoss. This is not necessarily bad for the Protoss at all. Sees the lack of a barracks now, says, uh-oh. What's this, buddy? What's this? What is this? Starts harassing the minerals a little bit. Gets a Zealot as well. Okay. I can dig that. I can dig the Zealot, you know? I actually do dig the Zealot here. Isn't it great as well? This doesn't wall anything out. Pylon's supposed to be over here if you're gonna wall like this. Make like a semi-wall. No, you really don't have anything there. Probes kind of semi-stuck over here. See 2 Stalkers being produced. 1 Stalker on the other side, of course. This Reaper is dishing out a little bit of damage. 1 worker going down. I think if you build a Zealot and you lose 1 worker, it's okay. If you're going to lose a second one, it's really expensive and you're getting into painful territory. First Stalker is about to finish up, but mine on the way already. I think you need a pylon on the high ground for high ground vision, right? I'd say that is something that you definitely could do. That would be quite powerful. If you get a pylon on the high ground, you could even start adding batteries maybe. I'm not sure if that's a thing. But a pylon on the high ground, yeah, would be extremely useful. There we go. We agree on that. 2 Reapers now are jumping in though, and there's nothing at home. Oh, these Reapers are going to end the game. Absolutely end the game here. Look at this. 5 workers going down. 6 workers going down. Oh, no. And the Stalker died to the mine as well. Yeah, this is it. These 2 Reapers actually, I was going to say single-handedly, but they were together and both of them have 2 hands. So four-handedly, they ended the game. They got Classic to... Oh my god, this game. This is absolutely it. GG gets called and Cure wins game number 2 as well in 3 minutes and 18 seconds. That was the greatest Reaper I've ever seen. Very impressive. Alright, we'll be heading into game number 3. Game number 3 here between Cure and Classic. It's going to be played on 2000 atmospheres. No proxy Rexes this game. Cure says, no, not on my watch. Instead, Cure is opening up with a standard barracks into refinery. Look at that mouse going wild, by the way. Zzz, zzz. It's really annoying, but it is what it is. If he doesn't scout with his SCV, I think I have a feeling that I know what he's going to be doing. I am a big Cure fan. Ooh. Yeah, he's not going to scout. Nice. Okay, I know what he's doing because I watch a lot of Cure replays. A, to improve my own Terran, and B, because he plays a lot of online crap, and he always plays against good tosses. So what he tends to do is when he doesn't scout and opens Marine, is he'll follow this up with a straight factory. That's exactly what we're going to be seeing here. Marine factory. And he has a couple of follow-ups, and the most famous follow-up is a follow-up that I initially saw Maru do against Showtime in TSL 7. I think it was TSL 7. It could have also been Aces Rock 2020. And he did this 3 times in a row against Showtime in a best of 5, I believe, and beat him 3 times, basically, but just the opener. And because of the initial factory position, I think this is the build we're going to be seeing. It is a 2 Hellion into 4 mine. The first 2 Hellions can go in, but they can also stay at home and go in at the same time as the 4 mines. 4 mines will come in the medevac. You can... it can also still be... Well, it can be a proxy starport. I was going to say, technically it could be a proxy starport. Now, the beauty of this build is that the Protoss player doesn't know if it's 4 Hellion, or if it's 2 Hellion, or if it's 6 Hellion, or... basically what it is. So it can be a lot of different openers. Bunker also being built, of course, in case of a fast adept, which is indeed the case here. This adept will also get pushed back by those 2 Hellions. This is one of the best build orders currently in the entire game, I think. It is even okay. Ooh, another Robo opener here. So once again, we're looking at potentially that weird Immortal Prism stuff. Now, faster Robo Bay this time around, so most likely... we're going to be going for either a Disruptor or a Colossi drop. Let's see if he changes after he sees the factory spinning. Yep, Immortal starts here. And, well, we're going to need to see a little bit more. First 2 Hellions are actually going to be able to get quite a little bit of damage done here. I think that's going to be 3-4 workers at least, which is good damage for the first 2 Hellions. Yep, that's 3 workers already. It's going to be 4 workers minimum. Hop, 4 workers going down, maybe 5. Nope. 4 workers for 2 cars at this point in the game is a fantastic trade for Cure. He of course still has his follow-up as well, which is going to be 4 mines being dropped out of this medevac. We have a tech lab on the way here for Cure as well, and a Viking to start with. Now I'm a little bit surprised that he's going for a Viking, but it's probably because he saw... did he actually see... He saw the rollaway. Okay, so he wants to stop a potential immortal or maybe a disruptor drop from happening. And he decides the best way to do that is with a Viking. And I kind of agree with him. Tank is also coming down here. And these 3 mines are going to be going into the main base. They'll hit pretty late because he's taking a little bit of a longer way, a longer path towards that main base. Oh. 3 mines will be able to get a couple of kills here. A mine in the natural will also be able to get, what, 2, 3. Classic's not paying attention. We'll get 2 workers with that mine. Keeps 3 workers alive in the main medevac, and now the Prism goes into the main base. I think this Prism might be able to actually do something. Now, sadly for Classic, this is not going to be a push that can reinforce here. There's only, I believe, a single gate that I saw. Yep, now this tank will most likely go down. No quick repair here coming out of Cure. Doesn't really get anything, loses a tank. Might actually lose the Prism here. Needs to be very careful. Probably should start dropping already. A little bit slow there out of Classic. Classic loses the Prism, loses an Immortal, a Stalker, and 250 minerals of the Prism. As for a second time, this drop goes in. Mine does not manage to hit. Good disruptor shot there. Boom. Adept goes down, and we still have a single dude remaining. Ooh, 2 mines actually remain here. Liberator moving in as well right now. And this Liberator is going to be able to do a little bit of damage. There is... 2 Stalkers semi in position, but maybe you can fake your opponent to go into the natural with the mine drop, then go in with the Liberator. You could also do the opposite, of course, so first go in with the Liberator, then go into the natural with the mine drop, and I think that is going to be the plan of action here for the Korean Terran, who is super far ahead at this point. It is, 4 workers went down there. His mine drop's a little bit slow, I have to admit it, it's a little bit slow. He's going to be able to get 2 workers. I don't like that reburrow's. Gonna end up losing it before he gets the reburrow off. Probably could have just saved both. Now instead saves a single worker. This Prism is going to be going into the natural with that disruptor, with the speed. Liberator out of position, Viking out of position. It's not a great hit. 2 kills, not awful either. Viking's going to head back home to deal with that Prism eventually. This is the most useless observer in the world. Just taking a look at the water. This one's also going to get taken out. So these mines will not be able to do much anymore, but they already killed 14 workers. Well, 10 workers. 4 workers came from a Liberator kill, obviously. Oh, and actually 4 workers came from Hellions. So they killed 6 workers, but they also denied a lot of mining. This Liberator will, well, will he get anything? 2 workers maybe? 2 workers do go down. Big push moving forward as well. We still have both of these disruptors in the Prism. Might be able to get a little bit of damage done in the main base. The Vikings just out of position. Marine is here to deal some damage. This push is going to be brutal as well. See what these 2 disruptors will be able to do here. Moving into position. Oh, Cure's not responding. Cure's going to lose 16 workers going down for free. These Stalkers are trying to micro their best. Prism needs to be careful. Vikings also on the way here. And oh no, that's the second Prism with a lot of units. That's going to go down. Classic once again not paying attention. I think he actually had a chance to win this game if that hadn't happened. Now it's going to be a little bit harder as these tanks are just going to take out. I think if he doesn't lose that Disruptor Prism, he can probably go in another time to kill some workers and maybe even give up this third base. Instead, Classic is down 3-0 and he'll need to step up a little bit if he wants to be able to win this series or well, let alone win a game in this series. We'll be heading into game number 4 of this best of 9. Game number 4 between Classic and DPG's Cure here. So we have Classic moving out across the map with the first probe, going for a little bit of a proxy Reaper scout, making sure that nothing weird is going on over here. Meanwhile at home, Cure, what is this? Your standard barracks expand? Yes. Don't mind me if I do, is what Cure says. As he goes for a similar setup that we've seen him go for a couple of games already. Romanticide is the map of... Ooh, okay. Nexus first with a probe scout. Now this means that the core is going to be pretty delayed. 20 Nexus, 20 core. That was what? A 133 core. That is actually relatively late. Means 209 that this core is going to finish. First Adept is going to be out with a chrono at 229. Now we're lucky that there's no Reaper opener here, because this could spell trouble. It is going to be the same opener that cured it before, but I think this time maybe a slightly different follow-up. It's rare for a Terran to do the same follow-up twice in a row. Place Marine into Factory, Reactor, Depot, Bunker. Or wait, actually Bunker before Depot, right? Yeah, it gets the Bunker before the Depot. This is such a good builder. It's actually, if you're a Terran player and you want to get a sick build order without scouting, this is an insane build order. It's not that good. Okay, I'll admit to this. It's not that good against Proxy Void Rain. It's not great, but I think it's okay. It can do something. Okay, you might be fine. I was gonna go straight into Hellion. Well, this would not be okay against Proxy Void Ray. Proxy Void Ray would fly in 20 seconds, and all you have is 2 cars. Seems like he's actually going to be going for the exact same opener. Tech Lab, I think, goes down after the medevac, if I recall correctly. You can start a Marine as well, if you're really afraid of potential Oracle-based ready situation. We do have a Stargate on the way, which is only normal as he opened up with Nexus before Core. Nexus before Core allows you to get a faster Stargate because you have slightly more gas. If you think how a Core before Nexus works against a Nexus before Core gets that second gas just a little bit more rapid because you get it before the second pylon. While with Core before Nexus, you need to get the second pylon in order to get your first Adept out at the 2-minute mark. So you need to swap the order of the pylon and the assimilator, meaning you're going to have less gas. Less gas means later Stargate, because gas is the limiting factor on the timing of your Stargate. At least it tends to be in PvT. First 2 cars making their way across the map. This time, Phoenix is the opener. Now, I mentioned last game that it is completely possible to defend this, or to be fine if your opponent opens up with saved up Phoenixes. But I still think this is the best opener possible for Classic. It's just that this build order is so good that even though this is the best build order for Classic, it's still completely possible that you have to cash in a lot of damage. You're just going to get some damage, you know? It happens. It really does happen. Follow-up is going to be a tank and I would say a Raven, but he doesn't quite have the gas for that. So this one's just going to be inactive for a bit. Cars, where are you going? Cars going to be going into the natural mineral line or what? I don't know what he's doing. He has 4 Phoenixes. Means he should be capable of not taking any damage. Here come the mines running in right now. Mines drop, lift. Doesn't get the final one. That might be a big hit. Well, 3 kills. It's not a great hit. It's not an awful hit either. 4 mines and medevac. Versus a little bit of energy and 3 probe kills. It's not a bad trade if you're a Protoss here. If you look at the situation now, you could kind of deceive yourself. There we go. Dilute is different. You could deceive yourself and think, hey, this doesn't look that bad. Worker count is close. The problem here is always going to be the counterattack. There were 3 gates, which means there's now going to be 7 adepts and about 5. So, it's going to be 6 phoenixes. This adept in the wall is very important here. And this counterattack might just actually end the game. This is a very potentially painful counterattack. I don't like that he's going for the tank here immediately. Much would have preferred if he would have gone for the Marines. Going to be able to get a lot of these workers down though, but a lot of adepts also will be dying. The Raven is in the... Oh man, this is great for Classic actually. Who am I kidding? This is an absolutely fantastic trade. 15 workers have gone down. 15-1-5. 2 Hellions will not be able to do much of anything. Hell, they'll go down over here. This Raven is not going to be here in time. Is there a recall available? Oh, yes, there is. This Raven is gonna do nothing here. These guys are going ham. Mine shots are going to kill 2 of the Phoenixes. That's a mediocrely big deal. I think Cure is in a extremely bad spot, and Classic is ready to pick up that first map here. Finally, 4th game into the best of 9, but now Classic is in such a good position that I have a difficult time seeing how he will lose this. Raven is going to get spotted. Let's take a look at that reaction time out of Classic. Why can't I see his reaction time? There we go. He's not really reacting at all, is he? Oh wait, I didn't accidentally... Oops! I didn't actually check his first person cam. Couple of times now. It's my bad. He's gonna actually lose way more workers than I thought he would. Raven did end up... Wait, where is the Raven? Okay, Raven is here. This is a confusing bit of observing from my end. I'm sorry for that. And all of a sudden... Wait, where did he lose the other phoenixes? I missed that. But he lost like 2-3 more phoenixes. He's lost 6 phoenix in total. The army count actually is heavily in favor all of a sudden of Cure. I have no clue how this happened. What did I miss this game? Phoenix is dying? How is Cure? Oh no. How's Cure this far ahead in army count? He's gonna go for a quad mine drop. Armory's gonna finish. Oh no. If the armory finishes and these guys are going to be able to burrow, this might be awful here for Classic. Classic will be able to push this back as he has units in position. Charge finishes up as well. These mines are going to be... Oh, this is a nasty spot. Classic has... Well, he has an idea. He's not going to be able to respond in time. Oh, 8 kills immediately. A mine per base keeps the doctor away, or in this case, keeps the probes from mining. Both of these mines are going to burrow as well. 19 workers have gone down on the side of Classic. Cure is doing it once again. There is a massive counterattack here, but I'm not... Ooh, that's a lot of units, actually. That probably is enough units. I was going to say I'm not sure if that's enough units, but I think that is enough units. Here comes Classic. A lot of these SCVs will go down, but the DPS of the Marines is very high. +1 hasn't finished yet. These medevacs are putting in a lot of healing. Next shot is going down. I heard it on the left side of my headset. Good control here out of Classic. We'll be able to take this. Oh, that's going to be a triple kill. Triple kill for this mine. 15 kills total. Both of these bad boys, if they get targeted, will be... Oh my god. 32 kills in the past minute. And Cure isn't done yet. Cure moves across the map. He smells blood. That's Cure. Sniffing. He's like, oh, there's blood. Let me go get that blood. This mine is going to have another shot. 12 kills total. This one gets lifted before it gets to do any more damage. But here comes Cure with his main army. These mines will be able to burrow, get their shots off. There's no observer here to lift these mines yet. This mine does get lifted. Here come the Phoenixes moving forward. I think Cure needs to be a little bit careful. Still 2 mines available, actually. Does he need to be careful? No, I don't think he actually has to be. He can just kite this back all the way to Timbuktu. Another stim perhaps needs to be used as these medevacs are running a little bit low on energy. This army also is running low on HP right now. There is a third base, but SCV production has halted for the past 2.5 minutes. It feels like Cure hasn't gotten any extra SCVs. Right now is actually being pushed back. Another stim needs to be used. Phoenixes can't chase too far. And these Marauders will end up dying as well. And Classic quickly starts reproducing probes, chrono boosting probes. 30 SCVs killed by Classic. 46 workers killed here by Cure. This is a game, alright? This is a game of StarCraft. Oh my god. That's what? I wish I could count. 76, there we go. 76 workers killed in a 9-minute game. That is absolutely mental for a PvT. That is 7 workers per minute going down. In the first 3 minutes, in the past minute or so, nothing happened. So the worker dying per minute, like it's a dense, you know, it's a dense number. The density of workers dying in that mid game. Well, was it? I feel like it's just been an extended early game with like these harassing units just dishing out damage after damage after damage after damage. 15 kill Widow Mines. That's something you don't see every day. The game isn't over. The game isn't over. Romanticide is a map where you can stabilize as a Protoss. The problem is there's once again a lot of mines with this. There's a lot of DPS. This army is fully healed. There's no splash whatsoever. I like this run by, but it's too adept. I was hoping it was Zealots. They will be able to one-shot SCVs with the +1, but big mine shot. A couple of these SCVs or these Zealots are going to be going down. And Cure is playing it very, very patiently. He isn't pushing forward in a hurry. He says, no, I can take my time. I know that if I stay alive and I'm outmining you, that I will be able to deny your fort base forever. He's already going into that +2 upgrade here. Second eBay going down. I would love to see a starport being constructed. A second starport, a 4th CC. But Cure says, no, I don't need that yet. I think I still have an opportunity to do something, and I think I might just agree with him. Mines are running up the ramp here. Stims forward, no Colossi is out yet. Good pre-spread here. Zealots are charging forward, will get hit by the mines, and all of these mines are connecting with big Zealot chunks. Good control out of Cure, but even if he hadn't controlled this perfectly, it probably still would have been fine. The one Colossi without thermal lens is trying to assist, but there is no one to assist him as he's standing alone, tall above the forces. Marauders and Marines dash forward, take out that Colossi. GG gets called, and Cure puts himself on match point 4 games into a best of 9. Game 5 here in the best of 9 between Classic and Cure is being played on Blackburn. Once again, we have a Nexus before Core here with a Scout, indicating most likely that this is going to be a Stargate opener, of course. Now, personally, I'm a big Stargate fan. If Cure he's actually going to open the same thing. Whenever he doesn't Scout, he plays this build. And when he does Scout, he plays Reactor before Factory. It's a little bit obvious. I'm surprised the other tosses haven't caught on yet. The problem is that after you know this, there's not much you can do, because you can go into any direction with this, you know? It's not like this is a build that always goes into double car. You can also just do a very sick tank push, or you can do a very fast Cyclone, or a quick Raven, or a battle cruiser. Like, you can do anything you want. This time, however, Cure decides, you know what? Never change a winning team. I once again am going to go with a Hellion build order. Just because the factory is so close, I'm guessing that. Like, technically, it could also be a 6 mine. Okay, this sounds terrible because it is pretty freaking bad. But what you could do is you get 6 mines and you walk 2 mines into the natural and drop 4 mines into the main base. If you pull this trick off, if you're a Terran player and you do that, please send me the replay, because I think that would be hilarious. The only problem would be, maybe you don't have the gas for that, because mines do cost a little bit of gas. So you'd have to wait a bit. It would delay everything a bit, but I think it would be really funny. And then you get an armory with it as well. I actually think this would be a sick plan. I think this is the build of the future. Cars are overrated. Ooh, look at that. Phoenix, not being chrono boosted. This is new school, all right? Let me tell you that much. Wait, what did he do there? Oh, he's looking for a potential proxy starport. He saw the cars, or well, he saw this thing, and he probably thinks it's going to be cars. Look at that scouting. He's looking for a proxy. He thinks he's being proxied, which actually is might that be a viable counter? A proxy Stargate? You do have some mines ready, I guess. I love that he's not borrowing them. He isn't believing. Okay, he's believing a little bit. He's borrowing them. Tech Lab's gonna go down here. Third depot as well. Bunker standing strong at the front here. And we have a third gas. Is this going to be a fusion core? I am not aware of this build order. A third gas this fast. All right, let's see what he's going to be able to do here. He's going to go for the frontal push. Cyclone follow-up, maybe with Banshees. Is that what it's going to be? I'm confused. All right, he's going to force these adepts to move away from this location, which will allow these Hellions to come in. Or he's going to... Oh my good lord! Huge hits here out of these mines. There's still one mine here we'll be able to get. Well, not much done, honestly. And where are the cars? Cars are still alive. There's no... Yeah, this game is so bad right now. This game is so bad. Why did he take the third gas? He's floating 300 gas. What? Absolutely incomprehensible. This mine is going to try to walk into the main base. I was so confused when I saw this third gas already. He's mined 100 gas and he never went below 300. How has this been useful? How has that been useful at all? I think he wanted to go into Raven, perhaps, or into Cloak Banshee if he saw no Stargate. And now he's just going to be floating a crap ton of gas. It delayed his extra barracks. It's actually a little bit painful. This counterattack might still be very good. Sure, 7 workers have gone down, but on the other side, we also are going to have a lot of Phoenixes going into the natural here. Third base is late though. Robo Bay gonna be going down, so I think Phoenix Colossi was the plan of action here for Classic. Shade out. Now this is a defense. This is a defense, and what? I think this is the type of defense where then as a follow-up you walk across the map with this, and you tell your opponent to get the hell out of your game. Because he killed a lot of units there. He killed a crap ton of units there. That's exactly what Cure's plan is here. This might potentially be an issue. Now, the one saving grace is that there is a Colossi about to be out. About 40 seconds away with a chrono boost. Might be a little bit faster even. 2 chrono boost might be a little bit faster. The third base I don't think is in danger of dying. What is this guy doing? Oh, he's going... Are you joking? He's going to be able to get 2 Can you range that? No way, right? Viking didn't see it, so he's not going to go there. That's a free pylon pickup, though. That's nice. Classic's going to cancel the second battery after realizing, hey, he's not doing much of anything. Forge Twilight, which indicates that he feels safe. I'm not sure if I would be feeling safe here, though. There's no tanks. If there were tanks here, this would be very scary, but no tanks means that you can just trust on your batteries to defend this. That really is the power of tanks. This is a heavy marine army as well. He saw the robo, but he isn't aware of the Colossi yet. He isn't aware of the Colossi yet. Scans forward. He wants to drop now. It's gonna go look for something at least. Yeah, I don't think that's possible. It's gonna be able to take out one Phoenix at least. That's nice. That's the range on these Cyclones is not okay. Stimpack is about to finish up. This is a fantastic drop, by the way. I'm not quite sure how he managed to get in, but this potentially could do a lot of damage, or this potentially could lose him 25 Marines, or well, what is it, 16 Marines and 2 Medevacs. Colossi out of position. Good control here out of Cure. This is ridiculous. If you're a Protoss player, you're just going to be crying watching this. Another Phoenix gets taken out, and another Phoenix is going to... All these Phoenixes are going to go down. Push at the front at the same time. This control out of Cure was absolutely magnificent, showing once again why he is one of the best, if not the best Terran currently in this matchup. That was absolutely insane. Another drop, constant aggression, just pushing his opponent to multitask. And at this point, there's no catch anymore. There's a single Phoenix out. 3 extra Gators are being thrown down. More units being rallied to the front, as well as Cure is occupying his opponent's attention, his opponent's units. There's no real vision out either here for Classics. Let's not forget about that. There's no observers. 0 observers. The only problem for Cure is that his third base was a little bit delayed because he forgot about it. He had the money for a while already, but he did not build it. Now, what is Classic going to be doing? I think Classic wants to move out on the map here. He is going to be going into 6 gas, which could indicate that he wants to throw down a Templar Archive soon. Maybe get to a push with, 1-2 Archons, 1-2 Immortals, and 2 Colossi as well. Might have some potential. We have 2, what is this? 2 Cyclone run by. I mean, there's nothing really here. It's going to kill an assimilator? Let's go for 2 probes and run away or what? This is funny because this is actually going to push the army out of position, and it is such an obvious bait that I'm surprised that Classic took it, and now all of a sudden there's 5-6 medevacs of units worth in his main base. This Nexus is going to get taken out. No, he's going to go for the probes first. Mines haven't burrowed yet. He's not going for much of anything, honestly. 12 workers have gone down already. We have more units moving forward. Once again, that aggressive rally. This base is going to fall. The Phoenixes are gone, which means without Blink, these medevacs will just be able to boost out. Final Phoenix is going to die as well. And Classic now has a single opportunity to win the game, and that is with the incoming counterattack. The problem is that he can't catch these medevacs. Every time he will move out, his opponent will move in. This Colossi, oh no, is going to get rallied into his own death. Luckily, it was on a move, so it's going to at least get something done before it dies. Neither player was paying attention here, and they started paying attention at exactly the same time. This is a base trade that if you're Classic, you can't win. You can't go back and you can't attack because you're just going to lose everything at home. You don't have enough units yet to defend. Maybe if you get that Colossi out, you can defend, and then with this counterattack, there is a... good luck walking up that ramp, eh? Like, good luck walking up. Yep, that's going to... Oh, pick up. Oh. Loses a Stalker, almost loses the Prism as well. There's 2 Vikings in this army. There's a single Colossi. This third is going to get denied, but that is about to be it. Why didn't he wait for the Colossi until he wanted to clean this up? Now the Marines and Marauders will be able to take out these Zealots. The Immortal goes down as well. This CC isn't even going to go down, and Classic is in a world of trouble. He's about to be 5-0'd by the Korean Terror and the terror of the toss. As, with his drops and aggressive plays, giving many Protoss nightmares. Now, these units do need to get picked up eventually, as I think these Zealots and this Colossi will eventually be able to clean this up. And at the same time, Cure moves out, takes out the entire army of Classic, and Cure, in a very, very convincing fashion, manages to take out Classic in this best of 9, 5-0. I knew that Cure was good. I knew that Cure was solid. But this result is extremely impressive. Sure, Classic isn't back at his old level yet. He isn't the Classic that's winning tournaments. But Classic was looking solid. Classic was looking good in the past few games I've seen him play. And Cure made him look like an amateur. Cure moves forward, burrowing mines under the Colossi. He is just trolling Classic at this point. Jukes in with the Marauders and takes out the final unit standing. Cure wins this series 5-0. Wow. That's going to be it for today's episode of, well, not an episode really, of today's video. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you had a fantastic time. If you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'll see you all next time for a new video. Bye bye.